course, the national title game, Indiana.
Yeah.
What is there left to say about Curt Cignetti and this job? It's just been one of the most remarkable things we've ever seen in college football. They beat Miami, of course, 27-21. Last 3 titles won by 3 different Big Ten teams.
It's amazing.
Pretty cool.
It's amazing. First off, it's one of the, if not the greatest story in the history of college football that we just saw. It's as good as it gets. Curt Cignetti, like I've talked about a little bit, because, Florio's asked me, do you think he'll go to the pros? I would go, why? He's not an NFL guy. He's never had NFL connections.
He said it.
He's said that. I heard him say it last week.
He said, I'm a college guy.
And
he's not a BSer.
He's not a BSer, and he's going to Statueville in Indiana.
Oh, it's
he's
done.
about to be right. I mean, he's about to have a statue outside the stadium, like he's Woody Hayes or Bo Schembechler or one of the old Newt Rockne. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. You're watching it happen. This is a college football team that when I would see them on TV, my whole life I would go, oh my gosh, so change the channel, another game, Indiana. I mean, come on. It's incredible what he's done. I mean, it's amazing what they did, and it was a great game last night. It was. But to your point, and we discussed this during college football a little bit, right? The SEC, I still think, has the most talent in college football, top to bottom.
Right.
But the Big Ten has certainly closed the gap, and they've definitely pulled really close, even maybe in front with the top teams. I think that's where I can look at it and go, yeah, Michigan in its good years, Ohio State, Indiana, they got as many players as whatever team you want to pick out of the SEC. The SEC thing that's impressive is we know, like a team like South Carolina who's below 500, you go, there's like 9 NFL players on their team.
That's exactly right.
And that's where it's a little different, where you get to the below 500 teams in the Big Ten, you go, hey, yeah, there's a few guys here, but not ones that maybe stand out like the bottom pack of the SEC.
Purdue, Michigan State, like the basement of the Big Ten is
a little
not
bare.
the same.
It's a little bare.
It's not the same.
Exactly right.
You're right. There's so much talent at the top of the Big Ten, and it was on full display in this game. You have Fernando Mendoza, who's going to be, that's safe to assume, the #1 pick in this draft.
That's very safe to say.
It was fascinating to watch, and this isn't to take away from Fernando Mendoza because he's had plenty of games where he did a ton this year.
Yeah.
But to watch a national title game, this is Indiana's DNA, where he didn't constantly have to go win them the game. He had the run that arguably won them the game. It was amazing, right. But like from quarter 1 to 4, it wasn't like they're just dropping back Fernando Mendoza and saying, do something. They are so structured with the run game, with the design of the offense. Their receivers, Charlie Becker, who's a sophomore, by the way, he's not in this draft, making play after play. It just speaks to the state of their roster and that program.
It was the most NFL-like college football championship game I can ever remember.
The physicality.
The physicality. It was like, both coaches really had to manage the game because you're like, man, one bad mistake and we might be out of this here because, points were at a premium, as we know, and especially for Miami where you just were like, you got to kind of hope for them to make a play here and there. But just like, the coaching in the football game is the first thing that jumps out to me, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, both defenses really played well. They play a lot of good zone coverages. They understood how the other team wanted to attack. We know Indiana's offense is a little bit more diverse, but they got to a point a little bit where they were like, we're going to run it or we're going to run an RPO.
That was it.
That was it. I mean, there was a point in the first half where I was like, me and my son looked at each other and we're like, has he thrown anything other than an RPO to this point? I mean, it seemed like it was about 12, 13 in a row, right? And that was amazing. But I think that spoke to, they were like, man, there ain't stuff open. We're just going to try to put one guy in a bind to go, do you want to stop the run or do you want to stop the pass? Yep. I think that's how they kind of played it. And within that, that's not always easy playing quarterback that way. Again, it's a defensive football game. The ball's not flying out. People aren't, so you're like a little tentative, a little all that, but he never loses like his aggressiveness.
No.
And the throws he had to make at the end of the football game, they were NFL type of throws. I know it wasn't like, oh, wow, lasers, but it was like, oh, you got to put this ball on the money, back shoulder, right? There's nobody open, and you got to give one of your players a chance to go get the ball and make a play here. And he consistently does that. He is a bullseye slam dunk of a thrower, and that's what you really like about Fernando Mendoza.
Especially when you look at how he was hit, legal or not, in the first half. Cignetti was not happy at halftime.
That was bullshit. That was bullshit. And again, this goes back into our whole conversation of even the NFL and all this. We get in the late season playoff games, and all of a sudden the rules don't matter. And I don't get that. I don't get that. It bothers me that way, and I don't understand those inconsistencies. I know I like letting him play and all that. I get that. But the one to his chin, I feel like if that's week 6 of the college football season, that guy is called for targeting,
ejected,
and he's ejected out of the football game.
Right.
And there was definitely, I think, some headhunting going on there that crossed the line there in the first half. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.